to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. Hi, welcome back to Rachel's World. And on today's video, is basically like a sit-down video. So since we're already in December and we're getting ready to close out the end of the year, I want to close it out with doing something a little bit more meaningful besides, like the vlogs and like the get ready with me's and all the makeup videos and stuff. Even though I'm still doing it, I just want to do something a little bit more different than what I'm used to doing, if that makes sense. So I decided to make a list of things that I would like to either accomplish, achieve, or at least start in the process, like getting it into motion in 2024. So I have here in my little content creating life journal notebook, I don't know what this is, to be honest, but I wrote down 12 things, well, not 12, but 24 things, one thing for basically each part of the year, I guess. But it's 24 goals that I would like to achieve in 2024. And as you can see, hold on, back up. It's a lot. And I don't know if you can see, but I sectioned it off into two parts. So I have personal goals up here, and then I have career goals down here. So, yeah. And the reason why that I separated them into like two different categories is that I want to not necessarily keep them separate from each other, but I want to differentiate what I want to achieve personally in my life and what I want to achieve in my career moving forward, if that makes sense. But yeah, so if you're happy to see this video, give a like on this video, comment on this video what's your favorite part or a favorite goal that I talked about in this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified every time that I post videos, content, stories, whatever on this channel. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. So starting with the goals. In my head, I want to start with the personal goals because it just made sense because I did those 1 through 12. But I think I'm going to actually start with my career goals because those are goals that I'm still trying to like figure out. So I'd rather get through them first because it's not going to be hard for me to explain those ones because they're kind of more like they're more clear than my personal goals because personal, that's a lot. So I'm gonna start off with career goals and then we'll go into personal goals after. But starting off with career goal, technically number 13. I'm debating on either enrolling to cosmetology school or just going back to college and finishing my degree. But here's the thing. I feel like, well, let me be completely honest. Even though, yes, I am very passionate in going back to school, getting my degree, advancing myself at the same time right now in my life, I feel like, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like school is a little bit too hectic for me. And being that I've struggled to go back to school twice now, I don't think it would be responsible of me to do something that I know that right now that I don't have the not mental capability, but I don't have the, I'm gonna say patience, but I know patience isn't the word. I know the word's gonna come to me eventually, but I'm gonna just say patience right now. There's a lot that is going on behind the scenes that I don't really like showing on the internet, and I feel like right now I am not in the mental space to be able to sit down at a computer and stare at a screen for 2 to 3 hours out of the day and do work. Whereas as cosmetology school, there's so many things that I can learn. I can learn how to do hair, I can learn how to do nails, I can learn how to do lashes, I can learn how to do makeup, I can learn how to do facials, waxing. There's so much stuff that I feel like I would benefit from if I went to cosmetology school instead of just going back to regular school, if that makes sense. And plus, the realm of entertainment that I am going into and that I want to go into, I feel like me going to cosmetology school would benefit me tremendously. Because, well, if you don't, well, not if you don't know, but if you haven't catched on, I am really into like makeup, hair, like the beauty realm, if that makes sense. And I want to figure it out. I want to be able to figure out what is my actual niche. Like, what is that thing that makes me happy, that makes me excited, that makes me want to get up in the morning and do work. I want to be able to find that. And I feel like the beauty realm is more of my lane, if that makes sense. And I want to be able to be a jack of all trades. I don't want to just be able to do hair. I want to be able to do makeup. I want to be able to do nails, do lashes. I want to be that girl when you hear my name, oh, you already know she knows how to do everything. She's on point. She knows her, excuse my language, but she knows her shit, if that makes sense. So that's why those two are on my list. It's an either or, but I feel like I would benefit from one than benefiting from the other. But I know one would be more acceptable than the other. So it's an either or right now, but I just have both of those on my list. Let's go into number 14, which is getting my LLC. This is something that at first I didn't want to talk about on YouTube because I didn't know what was the first steps in even starting a business, if that makes sense. But I feel like me registering with the state and getting my LLC will prompt me into the right direction. I don't want to work in retail for the rest of my life. I don't want to work in customer service, yes, but not like customer service like in a store customer service, if that makes sense. But I want to be able to have my own business, make my own schedule, make my own product, and employ the people that I believe should be employed. And you know, I don't want to be I'm tired of punching in on somebody else's clock, you know, doing the thing for somebody else that's not going to appreciate my work, my work ethic, my hard work. Because I am very much indeed a hard worker. Everyone that has ever known me has said Rachel is a very hard worker, and that's something that I pride in, because I put in a lot of time and effort when it comes to like projects at work or projects at school. I put in a lot of time and effort because I want to give the best results. And I feel like companies, like these big companies like Walmart, like Target, they abuse their employees because they know that their employees are going to do the hard work to get the recognition that they deserve. And I just feel like there's a lot of places that just do whatever to their employees, and they treat them a certain type of way. Goal number 15 on my list that also ties into 14. 15, I have starting the baby steps of my business. So basically what I just said, like I want to have my own business. I want to set my own rules. I want to set my own schedule. I want to be in control of what I got going on. I don't want to have to always, not always depend on someone, but I don't want to have to be dependent on somebody else's schedule. I want to be able to depend on my schedule. Number 16. This is one that when I started my list, I knew I needed to put this on here because this is something that I've been trying to do since I was 18 years old. And that is modeling and acting. To be completely honest, since I was a very young age, even though I never really expressed this to my parents until I got older, but fuck it, just say it, Rachel. I want to model. I want to model for big fashion companies. I want to work with amazing people, and You know what I'm saying? I want to showcase my skills. I want to showcase that I'm just more than just a regular girl from North Carolina. I'm a regular girl from North Carolina, yes, but I have something in me that is special, and I want to show the world my talents. And being on the TV has always been something that I have been drawn to. In high school, I did theater. From 10th grade all the way to my senior year, I've done theater. Shout out to my theater teacher, Miss Moore. Hi, if you're seeing this, hey. She is part of the reason why I stayed in that class, because to be completely honest, at first I didn't want to do theater, but when she came to the school, she made theater fun. She made acting. I've been in 2 plays in my life, one at my high school, one for my church that I went to when I was younger. My church would hold talent shows. I would be on the step team. I was on the praise team. Of course, everyone knows I was in the choir. In theater, I would do like narration. Like, I love narrating. There's something that I am very fond of. I love narrating stories. I love doing monologues also. I love talk. Like, even though I have a stutter, when it comes to like theater and like just audience wise, I love talking. I don't know what it is, but I like talking when it comes to that. In 2024, I want to put more effort into me going out to modeling castings, going out to auditions, recording myself just talking, recording myself just doing little like skits and stuff and posting them on my Instagram, like, you know, getting my face out there so I can be picked for like this fashion show or this commercial. I want to be able to put myself out. I want to put myself out there more into the industry coming 2024. And that's not solely just for me. I want to do the same thing with Brianna. I've noticed that my daughter is very, very drawn to the camera. Like, when a camera is put on her face lights up and she puts on this biggest smile and she just starts dancing and jumping around. And every single time that happens, I can't do nothing but just smile and laugh and giggle. So I know my daughter is very intuitive when it comes to like people watching her or people looking at her. She loves it. She loves when she has the attention on her. When she doesn't have the attention on her, she will throw a fit. So I feel like not necessarily putting her on like a TV show or like doing baby auditions, but like maybe doing like a baby campaign or like her like working with like Baby Gap or Carter. Like I see that automatically in my daughter. She's just so bubbly and so bright. It would be a shame for me not to share her happiness with the world. So yeah. Going into goal number 17, this is actually something that I'm in the process of doing right now. I took a little bit of a break of doing this because I started my YouTube channel, but I'm slowly going back into it right now. But it's starting my content blog. Right now it's still in the rough draft stages. I haven't published it yet, but this is something that I've been working on for the past, I want to say 3 to 6 months. And I have like I said, I have like a rough draft on what I want the page to be about. But when it comes to like blog entries and like what I want to say on it and how I want to express it, that's something that I'm still trying to piece together. Like the aesthetic wise of the blog, I have that down pack. But actually writing out the content that I want to write out, that's where I'm starting to get a little bit of like resistance from. But I'm working on it. Goal number 18 on my list is more materialistic, but I know it's going to help me out in the long run. And it's buying myself a good quality camera. As y'all know, I am still recording right now on my iPhone 11, but I'm slowly running out of space and I have to keep deleting stuff to have more space to film videos. And then when I'm done, I got to delete those to have more space to film more videos. It's a lot. And to be honest, my phone is getting to a point where it's getting too old. So I gotta find some new stuff. So in 2024, I want to get myself a good quality camera, regardless of what the cost is. I am willing to spend that $3K because I know that camera is going to last me a very long time. I have seen multiple reviews on this camera. I've seen TikTok reviews, I've seen YouTube reviews on this camera. I've checked reviews on the Best Buy website, on the company's website. I'm not gonna tell what the camera is now, but actually yes, I am gonna tell y'all what the camera is. I don't know I forgot the exact name of the camera. I think it's the Canon EOS something. It's a DSLR camera, and it comes, the one that I want the content creator pack. So it comes with 2 lenses. It comes with the regular size little lens, and it comes with the big lens. If I have a picture of the camera, I will put it right here. I don't know if it's the exact camera, but it's an EOS something. But that camera, I know it's gonna last me a very long time. It films in 4K, and I think it will be a very good investment for me, because the way that I want to put out content in 2023, I need something that's gonna be able to not only film in one spot for a long time, something that's not going to overheat, something that's not going to shut down quickly, and something that is very, very durable. Number 19, I have pushing out more content solely about Brianna. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash or maybe resistance from this, because my daughter's only 9 months old. Why do I want to exploit my daughter on YouTube? Like I said earlier, my daughter is very bubbly. She's very bright. She loves being the center of attention. And people, I've gotten DMs from people that says I love the fact that you show your daughter, you show what your daughter does. I show when my daughter, when I'm making her food, when I'm taking her baths, when I'm changing her, when she's playing. I like to show off my daughter. It's not a boastful thing, but I just feel why hide her beautiful face from the world? My whole pregnancy, I did not tell anyone that I was pregnant with her. I stayed away from posting on Instagram or Facebook or even TikTok those 9 months that I was pregnant with her. And if I'm being completely honest, I kind of feel guilty for hiding when I was pregnant, because I at that time my pregnancy was a very dark time for me. So now seeing my daughter and seeing how lively she gets, I feel like I will be putting myself back into that same position if I keep hiding her. So yeah. Number 20 on my list. This is more of content wise, but I want to do more collaborations with just creators, whether it's on TikTok, whether they're on Instagram, whether they're on Twitter. When it comes, I want to have connections. I want to be able to put my name into places and people to be able to shout me out. But there are a few people on my list that I would really like to collaborate one day. One of them is, actually, they're in categories. When it comes to YouTube, I would love to work with Lily Singh. I would love to collaborate with Jackie Aina. I would love to collaborate with Raven Elise, Chai the Greatest, Christine Dominique. I think that's how you say her name, or Christina, one of the two. If I'm saying her name wrong, I apologize. Who else? Oh my God, there's so many people. There's a set of twins on YouTube. I think their names are both of their names start with A. I don't remember how to say their names right now. My mind is blanking. But yeah, on Instagram, when it comes to like the Instagram people, it's a select list, because Instagram can be kind of iffy sometimes. But I have Ari the Don. Okay. I have Jada Wada, Des Dior. Who else is there? Oh, India Westbrook. Like, you know, she was one of the original Instagram baddie girls. Yeah. Back to YouTube. Glamazon freaking Tay. Oh, Talitha Jane. Yes. TikTok, I have most of the people that I mentioned already, they also do TikTok, so that it correlates. And then also I want to do collaborations with brands, like any brand, when it comes to hair, when it comes to skin, when it comes to makeup, when it comes to clothing. I want to solidify myself not only in the beauty industry, but in entertainment altogether. Like, I want people to see my face and automatically know, oh, wait a minute, that's Rachel. I know her from YouTube. I know her from TikTok. I know her from Instagram. I know her for her collaborations with this person. She's the shit. She bomb. She's everything. Like, I want people to see my face and automatically think that. 21 on my list. This is something that could be personal. Well, it's personal and career-wise, but it's gonna help me out in my career more. But it's learning how to be an early bird. If you know me, I love to sleep in. I hate waking up in the morning. Okay. Usually, if I had my way, I would wake up every day at 11 a.m. But I can't, because I have a child. She likes to wake up between the hours of like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I've realized if I wake up the same time she wakes up, I'm never gonna get nothing done, because I'm automatically on her schedule. But if I wake up at least like an hour or 2 hours before her, I'm able to not only be able to plan out what I need to do for the day, I can get her stuff already set up. So when she wakes up, she's already having her bottle. Boom, she's ready. She's going to play. Boom, she's already down for a nap. And then I can continue to going back to work. I decided to take a brief intermission. Say hi, Mama. Hi. Say hi. Hey. Say what's up. Say hi. Hi. Say hi. Hi. Say like, comment, and subscribe. Uh-huh. Yay! Yay! Clap. So, number 22, I have shifted my mindset to one of an entrepreneur. This one is obviously self-explanatory, since I want to start my own business. Since I want to start my own business and be a businesswoman, I gotta start thinking like one. Easy to say. And then my last two that I have on career goals is more of a very hard if, like, by the grace of God, these two happen before the year's over, I will jump up and down praising the Lord. But number 23 is moving into my own space. Just me and my daughter, if that makes sense. My last goal, which is goal number 24 for my career goals, is reaching 500 subs here on YouTube. I know that it is possible to reach it, because 500 is relatively a small number if you think about it, but at the same time it's big, but it's small compared to some people on YouTube that got like 5, 6, 7, 8 million subscribers, if that makes sense. So trying to end off 2024 with just 500, that is good. And also, since YouTube changed their requirements to be monetized and get paid, it used to be before, when they started like the whole YouTube payment thingy, it used to be you had to have 500 subscribers. And then when there was a huge surge of people getting on YouTube, they bumped it up to, I think it was either 1,000 or 3,000 subscribers. But just recently, this year, they took it back down to 500 subscribers. So I think it's possible to get 500 subscribers before the end of 2024. I think that is very possible. I just have to put in the work, put in the time, make the content, make sure I'm consistent, make sure I stick to a schedule and abide that schedule, and I think I can get 500 by the end of the year. Okay. I had to take a little bit of a breather, because these next 12 that I am about to explain to y'all, these are things that I need to work on for myself, to help myself to heal myself from a lot of drama, a lot of trauma, and a lot of bullshit, if I can say that. Majority of these personal goals are actually boundaries that I need to start implementing when it comes to the people around me and my space, if that makes sense. Goal number 1, learning to be more independent. I've realized throughout the course of this year, I became codependent on, of course, my parents, my family, but I became codependent on my child's father's family, even though they did help me out through that rough patch that I was going through when I was pregnant. I've realized I've gotten to a place where I don't think it's healthy anymore. It got to a point sometimes where I was so codependent on certain people that I couldn't leave the house by myself. I couldn't run to the store up the street without getting flustered, without getting anxious and scared. And I need to realize that it's okay to be independent. It's okay to not have someone with you at all times when you go outside. It's okay to be by yourself. This also correlates into goal number 2, learn how to be alone. I don't know how to be by myself. I've always been surrounded by people. I've always had a large amount of people around me, to where when I am by myself, I get scared. And I realized that was part of my problem. I am scared to be by myself. And I know some of y'all was like, Rachel, what are you talking about? You said you had a whole apartment to myself. Yes, I did. But at the same time, I had roommates. I would invite people over 24/7 because I was so scared of being alone. I moved out of my parents' house not to be around my parents, just to invite more people into my space. I wanted to get away from my parents because they were invading my space, but I brought people into my space because I was afraid to be alone in my own space. How does that make any sense? That's contradicting, I know, but that was my mindset. I'm getting to a point where it's like, I don't like being around people all the time. If I'm being completely honest, I'm getting to a point where it's like, okay, there's too many people around me. Y'all are pissing me off. I gotta go somewhere, I gotta do something, or I'm about to lose my shit. That's where it's getting to. So I gotta figure out how to be alone and be okay with being alone. And at the same time, I know once I get my own space, I'm not gonna be completely alone because I have my daughter. But it's just the fact that I need to learn how to be alone without having a partner there. And number 3, I have working on speaking up for myself. Backstory. Growing up, if there's anyone out here that grew up in a strict African Black household, talking back was being considered disrespectful. And I got that from a lot of people growing up. It got to a point where I never wanted to speak or defend myself in situations, because already in my head, I was preconditioned to think if you talk back to your elder, you're considered disrespectful. And sadly, I thought that it was true. I thought that it got to a point where I did not want to speak up for myself at all. It got to a point where it's like, I'd rather them yell at me about something that's not true than try to tell the truth and speak up for myself and still get yelled at because I'm being disrespectful. They don't take well to when I try to defend myself. And they will tell me that I just need to let shit go and get over it. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, what? Huh? You tripping, right? You want me to let go of a situation that I feel offended in and tell me that my feelings are insignificant and that I have to just let it go? Oh no. Oh no. And that's when I realized the world that we lived in is very fucked up. Because why do you think it's okay, instead of talking about the problem and fixing the situation, you tell me to just shrug it off, let it go? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. That's a word that I hate so much. It's not that deep. Clearly, if it wasn't that deep, I wouldn't be getting pressed. I wouldn't be getting upset. My tone wouldn't have changed if it wasn't that deep. But clearly it is that deep because it's upsetting me. But you don't like the fact that I'm not agreeing to what you're saying. So you're telling me to let shit go. Now, okay. Goal number 4. This is something that I've talked about in previous videos before, but I never really, not that I never understand the concept of it, but I just don't know where to begin. But it's starting my exercising plan. And with that, I also have in parentheses, I have feeling good inside and out. So, of course, I want to make my body feel good on the inside and the outside. And part of that is working out. But not only working out, it's also eating better, sleeping better, pampering myself. Basically, when it comes to exercising, if I'm being completely honest, I haven't really been doing the best so far. I can't tell you the last time I've been to the gym. I have a gym membership, everything. I just haven't been. I know, sad, but I'll go on walks in the neighborhood. Like, I like taking walks. I've realized that now. Like, I like walking long distances. I like taking my time. I like sightseeing, like, when I'm walking. So I think I'm gonna start implementing more walks throughout the week. Because right now, if I get a chance, I'll take maybe one walk a week. But I want to slowly progress and push myself to maybe doing 2 walks a week, or maybe 3 walks in a week, or maybe doing 2 walks and then maybe going to the gym one day. I don't know. Also with that, like I said just now, I want to start eating better. I've realized that my eating habits are not the best. There are some things that I know that I need to start cutting out of my eating habits, like excessive amounts of grease, excessive amounts of sugar, excessive amounts of pork. Okay, especially the pork, because my digestive system hasn't really been reacting well to pork. So yeah, so I'm trying to rehabilitate myself. Also taking necessary vitamins to help where I'm lacking when it comes to my eating. Goal number 5, I have being around more like-minded, hardworking people. Not to say that the people that I'm around is not hardworking and not over exceeding. I'm not saying that. It's just I've gotten used to being in a small little circle of associates and people that I know. But I feel like in the space that I am, in the industry that I'm trying to become in, I need to expand the amount of people and the amount of influence that I have. And that means also working with people that are in the same realm as me, that can help me shift my way throughout this space, if that makes sense. So like I said before, the people that I just named as creators, those are the same people that one day I want, like those are the same people that I see as hardworking, talented, committed, prospering people that I want to be around, because I want to not necessarily be like them, but I want to achieve the same amount or even more greatness than those people. So yeah. Number 6, this is another, technically a boundary, but it's, and this is something I've been struggling for since I was a little baby kid, but stop thinking that I am not good enough. For a very long time, I thought that I was nothing special. There was nothing special about me. There have been people that told me that I am not good enough for the things that I'm doing. I am not pretty enough to be a YouTuber. I'm not light enough. Yes, people have actually told me that. For a long time, it kind of hurt, you know what I'm saying? Because these are people that I look up to. These are people that know that I'm committed to this, and they still find ways to tear me down. There was a short time in certain relationships where things would happen and I would think to myself, why do I let these situations happen to me? Why do I let this person keep hurting me over and over and over and again? And it's because I thought I was not good enough. I thought for a long time I wasn't good enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't smart enough. I just wasn't good enough. And I took that with me and I ran with it all the way up till now, 22 years old. Even to this day, there are some days I wake up and I'm just like, I should just quit. I know I'm not going to make it that far. I know no one's going to watch my videos. Right now, as I'm currently filming this, I have only 46 subscribers here on YouTube. Only 46. I haven't even reached 50 yet. So the self-sabotaging is something that I have dealt with a long time, and I need to learn how to stop. I don't know how, but I need to learn that I am good enough for these things that I am attempting to do. I'm just as good enough as any white person on the internet right now, okay? I'm just as good as any light-skinned girl. I'm just as good as any black girl with big poofy hair, okay? I might not have the hair. I might not have the most desirable looks. I have a big nose. I know that people may think that I am not good enough, but I need to learn that I know that I am good enough for myself. Not for anybody else, but for me. Goal number 7, learning to multitask. Here's the thing. I can multitask. I know how to multitask. At the same time, I do get sidetracked in my multitasking when it comes to being on my phone, being on Instagram, being on TikTok. I can get distracted very easily, but at the same time, I know that I'm capable of doing multiple things at once. I just need to actually sit down, hunker down, and actually focus. And that's my problem, focusing. I can focus for a long time, but not for a long, long time, if that makes sense. But this is where things start to get a little bit scary. but I can get through it. I know I can. I got this. You got this, Rachel. Goal number 8 is, and I'm gonna write this on the screen. All these goals that I'm saying, I'm gonna put them at the bottom of the screen, but I'm going to write this one in all caps because I know there's a lot of people that can relate to this one out there. And it's, stop giving excuses for other people's lack of ... And the reason why I put those dots, because it could be a lack of anything. It could be a lack of support. It could be a lack of admiration. It could be a lack of just sympathy. Right now, I'm just dealing with the people, like certain people around me. I'm dealing with people saying that they can help me or they will do something for me, and then turn around and then just forget what they said like it was nothing. Give certain people chances to, you know, watch Brianna. And I will go to them, I will ask them, hey, can you watch her just for a few minutes so I can, you know, film this video, or I can clean this part, I can clean my room. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I can do this for you, just give me like a certain amount of time. And I'll give them that time. And then when I go back to, you know, make sure everything's okay, they completely forget that they said that they would help me with something. And I'm just like, how do you forget that quickly? How do you just shrug it off? Like, you, like, it is confusing to me. Or like, when, or, well, actually, this is another one. When I tell someone that something that they're doing is not necessarily disrespectful, but I don't take well to it, and they tell me, okay, I'll stop doing this, I'll change, but then they turn around and still do the same thing that I just tried to talk to you about. It's like, okay, if you're just gonna do what I told you that hurts my feelings, why would you even say that you would change? You might as well just keep doing what you're doing, and then I just go away. I don't like it when people are two-faced with me, basically. I don't take well to two-faced people. And I need to learn that sometimes when people do that things, it's not because they don't necessarily want to do it. It's because maybe it just doesn't fit their schedule, or maybe, no, actually, that's exactly what I need to stop doing. I need to stop. That's literally what I need to do. So I need to stop giving excuses. I just need to realize that maybe they just don't want to help me. Maybe they just don't care for me. Maybe they just don't like me, if I'm being completely honest. I know there's a lot of people that don't really like me, but I don't like being played with. I don't like feel like I'm the butt of the joke, if that makes sense. I don't like when people say they'll do one thing for me and they turn around and they completely just ignore what I said. Like, my feelings don't matter at all. Because just like them, I have feelings. And if I tell you that something you did hurts my feelings and you do the same thing, I just feel like you don't care. And at that point, I'm going to treat you like you don't care for me. And that's just how it's going to go at this point. Because for so long, I have tried to justify people's actions against me as, oh, they're just busy. Oh, they just don't have the time. No, they don't care at this point. They just don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your emotions. They don't care about your heart. They're just not caring, respectable people, if that makes sense. I have very little patience for people's bullshit. I have very little patience for people's lies. And I have very little patience for people's inability to stand on their word. I've had my heart, I've had my mind, I've had my soul broken because people don't stand on what they mean. And I'm at a point where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Just fuck it. Forget that I even asked. Forget that I even brought up the question, because I know you're not going to do it. So why would I even ask and bother and save? I can save myself the stress by not asking you for help anymore. I'll just do it by myself. Number 9. This is something that I've talked about already that I need to do. I just had to put it down on paper. So it's something that I know, like, I need to hold myself accountable for. And that's stop turning my back on my Lord and Savior. And I've expressed, of course, already that not purposely, but I've stepped away from the church and my religion for a little bit, but I realized it is hurting me. It's hurting me bad. I don't want to cry because I just did my makeup, so I don't want to cry, but I've realized that a lot of the traumatic stuff that I went through could have been avoided if I just prayed more. If I just, read the Bible more. If I just, spent time in God's presence more. But no, I was so busy on going out, hanging out with friends, being in relationships. I was worried about the wrong shit at this time in my life. And now I'm in a space where I'm just like, maybe I should have listened. Maybe I should have slowed down. Maybe I should have just freaking waited for those things. But no, I was so consumed into the world that I said, you know what? Forget Christianity. I'm going to do what I want to do. And now I'm regretting those decisions. So currently I'm trying to find my way back into God's presence. Which also leads me into my 10th personal goal, finding a new home church. Not to say that my home church is bad. My home church is a very, very good place. The people that run the church are very good people. Most of them I still talk to this day. But I feel like I've outgrown my church, if that makes sense. Because I've been with the church. My parents got married at my home church. Me and all 3 of my siblings have been dedicated at that church. One of my brothers still currently works in the church, and of course I was in the praise team and the choir. I did ushering, all that stuff. So I feel like I've gotten to a point where even though I love my church, I have to go on and find something that suits me more, if that makes sense. That a church that fits where I am right now in life, if that makes sense. So yeah. And also another reason why I want to find a new church, even though my church is a bilingual church. It's 9 a.m. Well, they have 2 services. The first service is an English only service, and the second service is a French only service. They used to do combined where they would speak in French and English, but sad to say, because I'm African, my French is not that well. So being in the services with French and English, it can be hard, even though they have one person on the stage, which is usually the pastor, speaking in French, and then they'll have an interpreter on the stage, which is speaking in English. I still have trouble actually understanding the word. So I think it would be better for me, per se, if I just go to an only English speaking church, because of course English is my first and native language since I was born here in the United States of America. So yeah, finding a new home church, preferably English only. And if anyone has any recommendation for churches here in Charlotte, North Carolina, please drop them down below, because I will be very excited. So thank you. Okay. So we have goal number 11. which is stop playing Superwoman to everyone. And in parentheses, I have be more selfish. So the reason why I put this on here is because, of course, obviously, I am a people pleaser. I try to make sure everyone is okay, at least with me. So I will do things to make sure that person is satisfied. I will go out of my way to do ridiculous tasks so that person is satisfied. And that's in relationships, that's with my parents, that's in friendships. I go out of my way. I do everything in my power to make sure that people are satisfied with me. And I don't get that same respect back. That's my fault, because I let myself get to a point where I was too naive to say no to people. I was too engulfed in their world that I could not say no. It gets to a point where, like, when I do say no to a person, they get offended and they get mad at me, like I did something wrong, just because I don't want to be their every beck and call anymore like I used to. And I'm starting to see that now, and I'm starting to notice that just because I don't want to do this one thing for you, you're just gonna automatically shut me out and just don't talk to me. I'm just like, wow, yeah, that's childish. I put in so much work to help other people, and I never get that same respect or help back. And I'm sick and tired of always being left high and dry. I'm sick and tired of feeling like I mean nothing to people, because it got to a point where I felt like no one absolutely cares about me. And that's very sad to say, because I feel like I would be the person that everyone could call on when they need help, but it's sad to say, if something bad were to happen to me today, I don't think there's anyone that I can really call on that will help me. Oh, Rachel, don't cry. I'm already crying. It's too late. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to cry in this video. But it just, like, just thinking about the amount of people that I let take advantage of me this year, and the amount of that I've gone through that I don't tell no one at all. It's like, I don't want to bring this type of negativity. I don't want to bring this pain into the new year. Coming into this year with the same exact problems, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. And the last thing on my list is, well, second to last actually, is to learn how to walk away and let go. This year, I feel like my anger and my patience has been tested a lot by certain people, and I need to learn how to just take what they do or say as a grain of salt and just keep it pushing. I got to learn to not let my emotions get the best of me, because when my emotions get the best of me, it can either be one of two things. Either I'm about to cry my eyes out, or I'm about to curse you to fuck out to heaven and hell and back. And I need to learn that not everything that happens needs an immediate response. I'm gonna have to go finish this in the bathroom, sadly, because Brianna is now asleep.
10 seconds later.
And I do have an honorable mention that is also on here, and that is learn how to step away from motherhood and learn more about me, I guess. Learn more about Rachel. Just like any other mom, when you become a mom, you become a mom. You're engulfed in your child 24/7. From the moment that they wake up to the moment that they sleep, you are feeding them, you are changing them, you are watching them, you are making sure that they are safe, you're making sure that they don't hurt themselves, you're making sure that they don't hurt anyone else, you're making sure that they don't swallow anything that they're not supposed to swallow, you're making sure they're not touching anything that they're not supposed to touch. Yeah, like I said, you're engulfed with your child 24/7. You gotta watch them like a hawk. I'm with my child, I'm with my seed 24/7. When do I get a break? Because eventually you're gonna want a break, because there's only so much time before I start to squint. Like, I get overstimulated very quickly. I've been like this for a very long time because I have siblings, I have parents, I have like everyone. Like, after a while, people touching me, it makes me anxious. And I start like my anger starts to pick up a little bit more. So now I'm starting to learn that I need to take time for myself away from my child so I can have some bit of normancy. Because if I don't, I'm gonna turn into a bitter old raging woman, and I don't want to be that. That's not good. A bitter old black lady is not good for nobody. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's not good. So I need the times where I'm like, I go out to the store by myself just to get some milk, or maybe I take a walk without the baby sometimes, or just take a shower without her in the shower with me, because sometimes Brianna, she's glued to my hip. She doesn't like it when she's away from me for too long. She's like, where's my mommy? Where's my mommy? I need my mommy. And sometimes it's like, you gotta learn to be by yourself. Now it gets to a point where like she's okay with being by herself. Like, she just got a baby bouncer walker. I put a picture somewhere over here, but she just got one of those. And when I need to go take a shower, I put her in that walker. I'll give her a few of her little puff treats that she has. They're in the shape of stars. I'll give her a few of those. And I immediately just take my towel and my robe and I put on my slides and I get my stuff and I run to the bathroom, because she's gonna sit there. I put on her TV. Okay, she likes simple songs, I think is what it's called. But I put that on. I sit her right in front of the TV and her bouncer with her snacks, and she's good for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes while I go take a shower. I put my clothes on, brush my teeth, wash my face, come back in the room, boom. And also finding new hobbies, because if I'm being honest, I don't have a lot. Sad to say, I don't have a lot of hobbies. So I'm trying. I want to find new hobbies. One thing that I am, besides like hair and makeup, all that stuff, one thing I do want to get into is sewing. I want to get into sewing. Painting. I think I like painting. I think I like painting. That's the end of my list. I know this is probably not going to be the exact same thing that I show y'all at the end of the year, but I have a feeling, I don't know if all of these are even going to get complete, but I have all of these written down because I want to see like what are some of the things that I want to be able to like start. The fact that I even did this, like I sat down and I actually wrote all these out at the same time. And the fact that I was able to do that is an achievement for me, because for a long time, I did not know what I actually wanted to do. I just knew what my parents wanted me to do. I just knew what my family wanted me to do. And I didn't really think to myself, like, what does Rachel want to do? I hope y'all enjoyed my ramble talking and describing of all of these points right here. I hope y'all enjoying. I hope it was somewhat entertaining to y'all. But yeah, this is the end of the video. If you like this video, don't forget to like on the video. Comment down below what was your favorite part of the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be notified every time that I make content on here. Until next time.